Hello everyone, my name is Harshit Bhatia. I'm a part of Kidney Warriors Foundation. बेसिकली मैं सबसे पहले स्टार्ट करूंगा अपनी ही स्टोरी से. माय ट्रांसप्लांट हैपेंड अराउंड 7 years ago and we are really fortunate to have with us a person today, a doctor today, who was there when I had a transplant. And when I had a transplant, I was basically 17 years old, and that comes in pediatric nephrology. And sometimes universe gives you those opportunities. They find the perfect person for you. So we were really fortunate to have found Dr. Siddharth Sethi at that time. And today, on this special day, we have Dr. Siddharth Sethi with us. Dr. Siddharth Sethi is one of the most renowned names in pediatric nephrology, not only in India, but around the globe. He is currently serving as a senior consultant in nephrology in Medanta, Gurgaon. We also have with us Mr. Satyendra Rathod, who is the state coordinator of Kidney Warriors Foundation from Himachal Pradesh. Mr. Rathod also is a proud father of Siddharth, who has had his kidney transplant under the guidance of Dr. Siddharth Sethi only. And today, Dr. Siddharth Sethi will tell us a bit about transplants in children and how children can manage their life after transplant in a really healthy and better way. So I would firstly like to thank Dr. Siddharth for coming today and welcome Dr. Siddharth Sethi and Mr. Satyendra Rathod to today's event.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harshit. So
Thank you,
definitely,
Harshit.
it was May 2016 when Siddharth was diagnosed with kidney failure, and his creatinine level was more than 10 that time, and all the reports were drastically disturbing for us. So in PGI clearly guided us to go for a dialysis for 5 to 6 years and then for a transplant. So we were not in agreement with the decision, and we moved. We wanted that Siddharth should be handled by the pediatric nephrology. So as we contacted Medanta, and we were referred by for Dr. Siddharth Sethi's in guidance, and then like the decision was taken for the kidney transplant. And I think it was a right decision because now he was since a growing child, and a transplant is one of the best solution which a child can be given after a kidney fourth stage kidney failure diagnosis. So definitely CKD ki last stage ke baad mein we definitely the decision was right, and now today Siddharth is healthy because timely correct decision was taken, and in the best medical supervision he was given the transplant operated there in Vedanta. So I thank Dr. Siddharth for that. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, Harshit, and thank you, Mr. Rathore, for the kind words. First of all, I would like to thank Kidney Warriors Foundation for inviting me to talk about what I do every day of my life. I'm a pediatric kidney transplant physician and a pediatric nephrologist. And it is an honor that today I was introduced by Harshit and Mr. Rathore. Harshit was one of our pediatric kidney transplant recipient, and he has now grown. And I would like to share with all of you that since I'm a pediatric nephrologist, all of these children, they grow. And just last month, one of our pediatric transplant, in fact, two of our pediatric transplant recipients, they got married. And one of them, in fact, came with his wife to me when they were going for honeymoon. So he wanted to introduce his wife to me. So it is an honor, and it feels nice when they are transitioned to an adult nephrologist later on. So over the next few minutes, I'll be just showing you some photographs of, and I'll be guiding you about transplantation in children. And the first and the most important point is that transplant is the best cure for children with end-stage renal disease. So it is not long-term dialysis. So please remember, it is not dialysis. So if you have a donor, ideally you should get an early transplant. So this is some data from America, which shows that if a child is put on dialysis, then there's a very high odds of him dying before the age of 30 years. And on your right side is these blue bar graphs show the number of years you can add to a patient's life by doing a transplant early. So whether it's a child less than 14-year-old or a child 15 to 19 years old, if he gets a transplant, he lives longer. So I think this is the most important message, and we should not think about that, okay, we'll get a fistula done and we'll think about transplant later on. So over the last many decades, this is data from America, that now the rejection rate, if you look at the rejection rate over the last many decades, it has reduced. So now almost rejection rate is less than 5%. So we now have very good technologies for cross match. So we are able to do a good flow cytometric cross match, and we can know beforehand. And in my center, the risk of acute rejection is almost less than 5% in most of these children, because we do a good immunological workup in these patients. So since I'm aware that many patients are seeing this video, I would like to just take you through what we actually do in transplantation. So basically what we do is we give initially immunosuppression, and which is basically to number one as an induction agent. So most of you, when you get a transplant, you will get an induction agent. So which is usually given during the transplant and 1 or 2 days after the transplant, so that a patient is able to tolerate the graft well. And after that, he's on almost lifelong basic immunosuppression, which is usually 3 immunosuppressive drugs. And we call it as TMS, which means tacrolimus, mycophenolate, and steroids. So most of the times we put them on 3 drugs almost for life: tacrolimus, mycophenolate, and steroids. So most of the drugs which we give, most of them are given to prevent rejection. And very rarely we give some drugs to treat rejection. Okay. So, so this is again a photograph showing that in the West also, almost 50%, you can see here, almost 50% of patients receive some induction agent. So we give them an injection to prevent rejection at the time of the transplant. So why we give induction? So it is basically by giving induction over the next few years or few weeks, we try to taper down the steroids. So we taper steroids and we bring them to the minimum possible dose for that patient. So that's how we deal. So we give an induction agent and slowly reduce immunosuppression over time. Okay, so we bring them to the minimum. So in our center, usually 3 months, so almost at 3 to 4 months, patients are on minimum immunosuppression. Transplant is the best choice for a pediatric transplant, even for its growth. And all of you, this is a beautiful graph which shows that if you do a transplant early, it has been seen that if you earlier you do a transplant, so if you do a transplant, say less than 10 years, rather than waiting till he becomes a pubertal boy, they grow early if you do an early transplant. So this is, if you see this black graph here, what this black graph is showing is that a child, he was referred early, he was seen frequently by a nephrologist, he was given growth hormone, he got a very good height, and during puberty he got a very good pubertal growth. So he got very good height during puberty, and then he got a kidney transplant. So ideally, these children should be seeing a pediatric nephrologist early, so that we are able to maintain their height, and they reach 50% of their class. So they are not short. They have a very good height when they become an adult. So we don't want children to become short adults. We want them to be as good as the 50th of child of their class. So remember, we need to do transplant early for their bone disease to prevent short stature and to have a good bone growth. Okay, so we need to do intervention early. Now remember, it's a balance. We don't want to give them more immunosuppression also. We don't want to give less immunosuppression also. So remember, it's a balance. And it has been seen on your screen that children have a lot of infections. They are at risk of a lot of infections as compared to adults. So remember, we need to take care of these children later on also and keep a balance to prevent infections. As compared to adults, this blue graph shows that in adults, most of the infections are in dialysis population. while in children, most of the infections are in transplant population later on. So we need to keep a watch for infections. Now, another important issue I want to deal with all of you is because if you look at transplants, in my center, we have done around 100 pediatric transplants now. And most of them are around, say, 10 to 15 years old. And this is the time when children become adolescents, they become adults. And, you know, जब बच्चे थोड़े बड़े हो जाते हैं, उनको लगता है कि, you know, parents तो पुराने होते हैं, पुराने ख्यालात के होते हैं. So suddenly they become adults, and you know they even stop their medications. They just had a fight somewhere. I remember we recently had a patient who was putting all of his medicines in his school bag. He was not taking medicines. He used to take the medicines to school and not take medicines. So I would give a message to all children, adolescents, and parents here that please don't keep a watch on your children, especially when they are adolescents. At least one good thing about our Indian families are that we are always, you know, with our parents. हम कितने भी बड़े हो जाए, हम parents के सामने तो बच्चे ही रहते हैं इंडिया में. So at least they still keep a watch on our medicines. But still, I would advise all the parents to keep a watch when he's taking the medicine, about regularity of the medicines. Because if they get a rejection later, they are bad. They're not like early rejections. So late rejections are worse. They can mean loss of the graft. So please don't miss your medicines later on. Now remember, height is also important. This is one of the fashion show which we did in our institute a few years back. We invited all the most of the children because World Kidney Day is in March, and in March many of the students had their exams. So, but this is one of the photographs showing some children are short, some children have grown into good adults, and I feel that children who got early transplant, preemptive transplant. By preemptive, I mean that they were not put on dialysis, they got an early transplant. I feel that they are the ones who are standing tall behind, and children standing in front were actually ones who got long-term dialysis. Now, coming to some other problems in our country, and the first problem is that very commonly we don't have blood group compatible parents. Very commonly, sometimes parents are diabetics, sometimes parents are not there. So this is one of the child from Gorakhpur recently we transplanted. He got a road traffic accident, and he got, after the road traffic accident, actually in his back, a tractor struck him in his back and his both kidneys were avulsed. So his grandmother was not blood group compatible. So they did a swap with another family. So this child got a kidney from another family. His grandmother gave the kidney to another family. So they swapped the kidneys. So this is also an option which we need to think about. In children, it has rarely happened in our country, only once or twice. Now, so remember, if you can't get a blood compatible donor, think about swap. The other option is incompatible, blood group incompatible transplant. And I remember in 2012, we had an 11-year-old boy whose parents were not having the blood group. You know, O is universal donor. So parents, in fact, mother was AB positive. So this child went back to his home in Madhya Pradesh, was on dialysis. He got a fistula made. And then he came back to me after 6 months. They said, sir, we still want a transplant. And what we did was, we did a blood group incompatible transplant, okay, with still his mother. By doing, there's a procedure called plasmapheresis where we remove the antibodies. So I'm just trying to emphasize here that what was published in this Times of India article is that a blood group mismatch is not a hurdle for transplant anymore. So don't think that blood group compatible donor nahi hai, to transplant nahi ho sakta. Now science has evolved. Like in coronavirus, you see now vaccine is coming next week. So, in fact, today in America and last week in UK. So now we have new technologies. So blood group incompatibility is not a hurdle even for children now. We can do transplants. So it has evolved. Transplantation has evolved in the last 10 years. Now we have very good different membranes by which we can remove these antibodies. So there's a procedure called immunoadsorption where we put the plasma through a column, and those antibodies can be removed. I remember this 3-year-old girl. I was seeing this girl since she was born, and in 2017, she progressed. Her creatinine reached almost 5. And for a 3-year-old, a creatinine of 5 means kidney function of less than 10%. Again, parents were not available. Mother was the only donor, and she was blood group incompatible. Father was a diabetic. So what we did here was, again, a blood group incompatible transplant in this girl. So I'll show you one of the video of this child. And this is, and parents have agreed to share this video with you. She's a girl from Odisha, and you can have a look at the video that now she's able to live a normal life. It's almost 3.5 years since 2017. I'll just try to play that video.
I know Pratyasha since birth. In her newborn period, she got a urine infection. And then we found that she had chronic kidney disease with bilateral reflux, which is causing damage to both the kidneys.
इसका यूरिया इतना हाई था, बिल्कुल खाने पीने का मन नहीं था. कभी महीने में 100 ग्राम, कई महीने में 150 ग्राम ऐसे ही वेट बढ़ता था.
Now in children, long-term dialysis has its own complications of catheter-related complications, procedure-related complications. After having a careful workup of her bladder and the reflux, then we thought about that, okay, we'll go for a transplant.
हम तो पूरे घबरा गए. आके घर पे 1 हफ्ते तक रोना, इसके मदर को ज़्यादा रोना.
डर तो बहुत लगता था, बहुत डर लगती थी कि ये अपनी नॉर्मल लाइफ में आएगी या नहीं.
We used to do a blood group compatible transplant. So B positive can only get a kidney from B or O. Now we looked for all the donors. In fact, we have spent almost 6 months looking for a swap. We could not find a fit donor for her for a B positive. So now there was only one option, was ABO incompatible transplant.
एक आशा थी वो कि नहीं मैं दे सकती हूँ, मेरी बेटी को मैं दे सकती हूँ, कुछ भी नहीं. हाँ, रिस्क तो हर चीज़ में होता है.
We have already done India's first ABO incompatible transplant in 2014, but that was an older child, around 12-year-old. This is the smallest child in the country to undergo a ABO incompatible transplant. The only risk with ABO incompatible transplant is hyperacute rejection. That we do the transplant and in the OT only, the body says this is not my kidney and everything is lost. After the first 2 to 3 weeks, the body tends to accommodate and body thinks that this is her own kidney. So now her management is like any other transplant.
पहले खाती नहीं थी, अब उसको भूख लगती है, वो खाना खुद खाती है. ये हमें बहुत खुश लगी.
भगवान जैसे मेरे लिए. भगवान को क्या थैंक्स कहना है.
So this video I shared with you to tell you that even smaller children can undergo a transplant and can live a normal life. It's been almost, I think it was in 2017 April when she got a transplant, and she's doing well. So remember that even the physicians are not aware about this, but we can now even break the blood group barrier and do successful transplants. And this lecture cannot be complete without talking about a transplant surgeon, Dr. Prasun Ghosh, who has done most of the transplant surgeries along with Dr. Alawat. Just to summarize over the next few minutes, we have learned till now that we can do a good transplant by looking at a child immunologically. So we can do good cross matches beforehand and know what we expect later on. Now, what remains to be told is that maybe we need to do better monitoring in these patients. And we all are now looking at whether we can look at a better monitoring so that we have a longer graft function. So we give them a longer life. Now we need to select these patients early. We diagnose rejections early. And remember that pediatric transplant, unlike adults, it is more challenging because here we have a child who has more issues. He's a growing child. He has bone issues and other issues. These children are more at risk of infections because they have never seen infections before. But please remember that pediatric transplantation is not just about pediatric nephrologists. It's just not about me. It's about a whole team. So if you have to give some credit, please give the credit to the whole team, because it is about me, our surgeons, our intensivists, and backstage there is a blood bank guy who did a good cross match, a pathologist, urologist, social worker. So it's said that it takes a village to take a child and go for his transplant. So it is not just about me, and I would many of our transplant patients have been achievers, and Harshit is one of them, and there are many other transplant recipients. And I would like to share one of the story of Prakhar. Prakhar got a kidney transplant, and which was supported by the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. And moreover, he even after the transplant, he has got multiple fellowships from Nita Ambani, and he is in fact now an engineer in IIT Mumbai. So I would like, just to finish off, I'll just share the Prakhar story with you, and then.
So आज से 16 साल करीब 16 साल पहले मुझे यूरिनरी इन्फेक्शन हुआ। जब मैं क्लास 10th में था तो मैं थोड़ा कोमा में चला गया। वहाँ पे पता चला कि मेरी दोनों किडनियाँ ख़राब हो चुकी है, एंड डॉक्टर ने मुझे डायलिसिस पे ले लिया। जब मैं कोमा से बाहर आया तो मुझे पता चला कि डायलिसिस प्रोसीजर के बारे में। देन डॉक्टर ने बताया कि अब तुम्हें या तो हफ्ते में 2 से 3 बार डायलिसिस करानी है, या यू कैन गो फॉर ट्रांसप्लांट। वो जो मोमेंट था दैट वाज लाइक हार्ट ब्रेकिंग फॉर मी, क्योंकि मैं उस वक्त केवल 15 साल का था, एंड 10th क्लास मैंने पास ही की थी, एंड आई हैड ड्रीम्स, आई वांटेड टू टेक साइंस मैथ्स। मैंने फिर से ज्वाइनिंग डायलिसिस पीरियड में मैंने 11th क्लास में महेश्वरी स्कूल में एडमिशन लिया साइंस मैथ्स में, एंड बट डायलिसिस के कारण मैं कंटिन्यू नहीं कर पाया स्कूल को। बट देन आई डिसाइडेड टू डू सेल्फ स्टडी। को मेरा 12th क्लास का रिज़ल्ट आया, और देन हमें पता चला कि जयपुर में मेरी पहली रैंक थी और राजस्थान में मेरी 5वीं रैंक थी। तो वो बहुत खुश नसीब पल थे मेरे परिवार के लिए। एंड उससे भी खुश नसीब बात ये थी कि सडनली मेरे पापा के पास मतलब मीडिया वाले आए। देन दे टोल्ड माय फादर कि विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट कि आप अपने बच्चे का ट्रांसप्लांट करा सकें।
मैंने क्या है कि इसके एग्ज़ाम से पहले इसने कंडीशन रख दी थी मेरे संग में। इसने कंडीशन ये रखी थी कि पापा आपने एक वादा किया था कि मेरे 12th के एग्ज़ाम हो जाएंगे, उसके बाद में ट्रांसप्लांट करवाओगे। 12th बाद के वादा करने के बाद में ये कहता कि अब मेरा ट्रांसप्लांट कराओ। जैसे ही वो मुख्यमंत्री का आया ना, तो फिर मुख्यमंत्री जी ने डॉक्टर नरेश रान जी से डायरेक्ट बात की, यहीं से कोटेशन मंगाया कि इस प्रकार डेलोरे का ट्रांसप्लांट आपके मेदांता में होना है। इसका सारा खर्चा राजस्थान गवर्नमेंट उठाएगी, और एजुकेशन का भी खर्चा सारा राजस्थान गवर्नमेंट उठाएगी।
मेदांता में आकर हम सबसे पहले डॉक्टर सिद्धार्थ कुमार सिटी से मिले। तो उन्होंने मुझे पूरा बताया कि कैसे प्रोसीजर होने वाला है। स्टार्टिंग में कुछ लाइक प्रिलिमिनरी टेस्ट होते हैं डोनर के। मेरी मम्मी मेरी डोनर थी, तो दोनों के टेस्ट हुए कि मेरा डोनर पूरा हेल्दी है to give the kidney, और मैं पूरा हेल्दी हूँ to receive the kidney.
Children are very different as compared to adults. The causes of kidney disease are mostly congenital. So they less than 5 years children would have some congenital cause like hypoplasia, dysplasia, and especially boys who can have some obstructive uropathies. So Prakhar was an adolescent who was on dialysis when he came to us, and his mother was a prospective donor. He got a kidney transplant here at Medanta, the Medicity here, and he did completely well post-transplantation with excellent response, and it's been now more than 3 years of his transplant.
तो जब मैं मास्क पहन के कॉलेज गया, एंड एवरीवन वाज शॉक्ड कि मास्क पहन के कौन आ रहा है, ठीक है, एंड दे वर लाइक कि इज ही हैविंग लाइक स्वाइन फ्लू, क्योंकि लोग अवेयर नहीं है इस बारे में कि किडनी ट्रांसप्लांट पेशेंट्स को भी लाइक स्टार्टिंग स्टेज में मास्क पहनना पड़ता है। तो तब से आई डू एवरीथिंग नाउ, आई डू लाइक जॉगिंग, आई डू ईट एवरीथिंग, एंड आई हैव pretty good friends in my college.
So I think that was the last message which I wanted to convey, that transplant is the best cure for a child with ESRD, and with this he can grow well, he can go to college, he can do whatever he wants for his life, and I would be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Siddharth. This was really great for everyone who is the parents who are watching or the children who are watching. This was really inspiring because जैसे लोग कहते हैं कि transplant के बाद पता नहीं कैसी life होगी. Many things are uncertain, but even I know that it was the best decision that my parents made, and we had your guidance, we have other guidance, and through that it was possible. And I'm sure जैसे आप बता रहे हैं बाकी patients आपके पास आते हैं, one day when I get married I'll also visit you, right?
Yeah. I'll wait for that day.
Definitely. So this brings
Thank you.
to the end of this session, and I would like to thank Mr. Rathod for coming and sharing the story of Siddharth with us. And I would really like to thank Dr. Siddharth Sethi for coming here and sharing the excellent knowledge and experiences with us
Thank
today.
you, Doctor.